He went into cardiac arrest all because the anesthesiologist failed to read the patient's chart to see what medications he was allergic to. You want to know what this is about? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law in the state of New York. This gentleman went in for an elective surgical procedure. And now, prior to the surgical procedure, he's in the waiting area of the operating room. The anesthesiologist comes in to talk to him. And now, this anesthesiologist doesn't understand and doesn't recognize that there are two different sets of medical records. He never bothers to read the pre-surgical testing notes that were done a week earlier, that every patient has to get for pre-surgical testing. Instead, this doctor only thought that there was one set of notes for this particular hospital. Instead, the hospital was using not only computerized notes, but also handwritten notes. And as a result of that, this doctor never saw that the patient declared that he was allergic to lidocaine. And what do you think one of the drugs was that this doctor was going to be using to anesthetize this patient? He was going to be using lidocaine with some other medication to give him a regional anesthetic to put asleep part of his shoulder and his arm. Well, guess what? The moment that this doctor administered the anesthetic, this patient went into cardiac arrest. And now they had to call a code, they had to resuscitate this gentleman for 10 minutes. Finally, they were able to get him back, and then they canceled the surgery, obviously, put him into recovery, and now he's in the coronary care unit for the next few days. It turns out, on further investigation, that this gentleman had an allergy to lidocaine. The anesthesiologist, had he known that this patient was allergic to lidocaine, never, ever would have given him this local regional anesthetic. Instead, he simply would have put the patient to sleep under general anesthesia, and this patient never would have had this heart reaction. Unfortunately for this patient, this doctor not only gave him a medicine that he was allergic to, which, by the way, did not cause the cardiac arrest. The anesthesiologist tells me, listen, it went into the wrong place. So yes, I may have given a medication that the patient shouldn't have gotten, but instead of going into the muscle, this medication went directly into the bloodstream. That caused a toxic reaction that triggered the cardiac event. So a series of events occurred, all because this doctor failed to recognize that this patient was allergic to this particular medication. Had he known that, none of this ever would have happened. The surgery would have gone fine, and the patient never would have had a problem. So why do I share this quick story with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into one instance where I was able to help a gentleman obtain compensation as a result of a doctor's carelessness and the harm that he caused because he never bothered to realize that this patient was allergic to this particular medication. You know, I recognize you've got questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened here in the state of New York and you've got legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.